The grand estate felt more like a mausoleum than a home. Victoria Newman, perched on the edge of a velvet sofa, watched her husband, Nate, pace the length of the ornate Persian rug. The silence between them was a chasm, wide and deep, filled with all the things they could no longer say. "It's over, isn't it?" Victoria's voice was quiet, stripped of its usual CEO steel. She wasn't asking a question. She was acknowledging a truth that had been settling over them for months. Nate stopped his pacing, his shoulders slumping in resignation. "We gave it a hell of a shot, Victoria. The power couple, merging empires, taking on the world." He gave a hollow laugh. "But we were so busy building our fortress, we forgot to live inside it." The split of Newman Media's CEO and the Chancellor Winter's co-CEO sent shockwaves through Genoa City. It wasn't a dramatic, scandal-ridden explosion, but a quiet, profound fizzle. Their love had been built on ambition and mutual respect, but somewhere along the line, the respect had curdled into polite indifference, and the ambition had become a wall between them. They were two brilliant stars in a corporate constellation, orbiting the same space but generating no warmth. The division of assets was chillingly efficient. Their goodbye, a perfunctory press release. The city mourned the loss of a power dynasty, but for Victoria and Nate, it was a liberation from a gilded cage. Just a few miles away, in the vibrant, slightly chaotic atmosphere of crimson lights, a different kind of ending was unfolding. It was messy, raw, and filled with the kind of emotion the Newman mansion so conspicuously lacked. "I can't do this anymore, Kyle. I can't keep pretending this is enough," Summer Newman sobbed, her hands gripping her coffee cup like a lifeline. Kyle Abbott ran a hand through his perfectly styled hair, frustration etched on his handsome face. "What are you talking about, Summer? We have Harrison. We have each other. We're a family." "Are we?" she shot back, her voice cracking. "Or are we just two people playing house, haunted by the ghosts of our past mistakes? We got back together for all the right reasons, but the spark, it's gone, Kyle. It's been replaced by routine and the shadow of Diane and the constant corporate warfare between our families." This was the split that truly broke hearts. Summer and Kyle's love story had been a roller coaster of passion, betrayal, and reconciliation. They had fought so hard to be a family for their son, Harrison. But the fire that had once burned so brightly had dwindled to embers, smothered by the weight of expectation and the scars of old wounds. Their split was a torrent of tears and shouted regrets, a public unraveling that left their friends and family picking sides. It was the end of an era for the Abbott and Newman clans, a poignant reminder that sometimes love isn't enough to bridge the gap that life carves between two people. In the wake of these seismic ruptures, the emotional landscape of Genoa City was ripe for new connections. The first spark ignited in the unlikeliest of places, the dark, polished hallways of Newman Media. Sally Spectra, her spirit still bruised from her own tragic history with Adam Newman, had thrown herself into her work as the company's top fashion designer. She was working late, her sketchbook illuminated by a single lamp, when Nate Hastings walked in. He looked lost, his tie loosened, the confident CEO veneer completely gone. "Couldn't sleep either?" Sally asked, her voice soft. Nate offered a weary smile. "The penthouse is too quiet. I'm used to, well, not quiet." He sank into the chair opposite her desk. They talked. Not about mergers or bottom lines, but about failure. About the quiet humiliation of a marriage dissolving, about the dreams that curdled. Sally spoke of her own losses, of the baby she lost and the love that had turned to poison with Adam. They were two survivors, marooned on separate islands, suddenly finding a bridge in their shared vulnerability. "You're one of the most brilliant, resilient people I know, Sally," Nate said, his gaze intense. "He didn't break you. Nothing has." In that quiet, post-midnight office, surrounded by fabric swatches and half-finished designs, a new romance was born. It wasn't built on power or strategy, but on a foundation of mutual scars and profound respect. Their first kiss was not one of fiery passion, but of tender understanding, a silent promise that perhaps their broken pieces could fit together to make something whole again. As they navigated the gossip and the surprised glances, they found a quiet strength in each other, a partnership that was about healing, not conquering. The second new romance, however, was all about fire. With Summer away in Los Angeles to clear her head and Kyle buried in his grief at the Abbott mansion, a new dynamic was brewing at Jabot. Audra Charles, the ambitious and fiercely intelligent corporate strategist, had always seen Kyle as a rival, a privileged legacy hire. But now, she saw a man stripped bare. She watched him in meetings, his usual charm replaced by a raw, focused intensity. He was no longer playing the game. He was playing to win, and the transformation was electrifying. She cornered him after a particularly brutal board meeting. "You're different, Abbott. Less talk, more action." "I like it." Kyle eyed her warily. "What do you want, Audra?" "What I've always wanted. To be on the winning team. And right now, you look like you're done losing." They began working on a high-stakes project together, their initial professional friction sparking into something far more dangerous. Audra was everything Summer wasn't. Unsentimental, brutally honest, and unimpressed by the Abbott name. She challenged him, provoked him, and refused to coddle his broken heart. One evening, working late in his office, their argument over marketing strategy reached a fever pitch. "You're being reckless, Kyle," Audra insisted, stepping into his space. "Or maybe I'm finally being real," he shot back, his eyes blazing. "Something you seem to be an expert in." The air crackled between them. The line between fury and desire vanished in an instant. He grabbed her, and she met him with equal force, their kiss a violent, passionate collision. It was not about healing. It was about combustion. It was about forgetting the pain in a blaze of raw, unapologetic need. This new romance was a phoenix rising from the ashes of Kyle's old life, terrifying and thrilling in equal measure. It was a partnership built on ambition and a shared hunger to claim what they felt was theirs, consequences be damned. And so, the wheel of fortune turned in Genoa City. Two couples, once the picture of powerful love and family unity, had reached their end, their stories closing not with a bang, but with the quiet, final turn of a page. But from the fertile ground of their heartbreak, two new, unexpected love stories were already beginning to bloom, one a gentle dawn of understanding, the other a volatile, brilliant storm. In a town built on drama, the end of one saga was merely the thrilling, unpredictable prologue to the next.